It's been about a month since my 3-month challenge of not drinking coffee ended. I wasn't really planning on making a video about giving up coffee. That was just a personal decision I decided to make in my life. The benefits that I have from having given up coffee are so powerful to me. I have to say, I don't think that I'm gonna go back to drinking coffee. In this video, I talk about what it was like for me to actually stop drinking coffee cold turkey for 3 months. I had such a profound experience with my decision to stop drinking alcohol that I wanted to see what would happen if I decided to stop drinking coffee. So I figured I would try it, and holy balls, I had no idea how much giving up coffee would affect me. So much so that I don't actually know that I'm gonna continue drinking coffee now. I have had coffee since I was the age of like 14, 15 years old, and it's almost like running joke for people to like make fun of me because I always have a Starbucks cup with me because I drink it for like 5 hours in a day. Can I get a iced coffee, please, with super light ice and no sweetener?
No sweetener.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Cash at $3.73 at the window.
Awesome, thank you. The first month, I started getting night terrors. Just had the worst nightmare. Week 2. Day 2, I think. Not cool. I would wake up in the middle of the night crying, and the dreams were like so vivid. This was my subconscious kicking in. It was bringing to the surface so many different experiences that my mind was kind of like shutting down. Had a horrible nightmare last night. Was not expecting that. That would be the second nightmare I've had since I quit. So I did not sleep very much last night because I had a really bad dream. Woke up crying from it, which is wild. I'm just tired and just groggy, so pushing through it. I've heard people that have decided to stop smoking pot. When they tried, their nightmares were like crazy. Their night terrors like super kicked in because their subconscious was showing them all of these things that they had basically like buried beneath. Month 2 was a whole different like can of worms pretty much. Like, holy crap, my mood was just so up and down. God, something I didn't account for is like mood swings. It's just like all over the place with my mood. I'm like happy and then I'm sad and I'm crying and then I'm happy and then I'm sad and I'm crying. I just feel kind of like flat. Usually I'm really productive in the morning and I can like get up and like feel excited about stuff, but I'm really more groggy and slow going without having coffee. I was so incapable of just getting like normal day-to-day things done. Like, that sounds dramatic, but it literally was that intense. My brain was just slow motion almost. All right, month 2. Good news is I don't have night terrors anymore. Can't focus, can't get my things done. It's really annoying, but no night terrors. Moving on to month 3, it was still really hard. I wasn't as foggy. I was able to focus a little bit more and get more awake in the morning, but my energy levels were just like, and then like would just totally cater down during the day. Giving up coffee for me, probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to give up. I have had all of the symptoms. My adrenals basically are having to readapt to not having caffeine. So it's basically trying to reteach my body how to create its own energy, which your body actually does. But when you replace it with coffee, that kind of makes your body have to adapt to this external substance that's coming in and basically shooting your body with like liquid cocaine is kind of what it is. I'm really starting to realize how much coffee has helped me in getting things done. It wasn't probably until I would say a week before the 3 months ended that I started to actually feel normal. Really have just realized that this is definitely a drug. I still do feel groggier in the mornings than I would otherwise, like if I had coffee 3 months later, which is kind of crazy. But I'm finally kind of like at that point where I don't feel like I'm dying in the inside. And it did take like literally on almost the full 3 months for me. So I've got about 2 more days until I can drink coffee again, and I am dying to get that shit in my body. After the 3 months was done, I then went to Starbucks, of course, my favorite place, and got the iced coffee. Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
It's the first coffee I've had in 3 months.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah. I All right. Really do have a newfound respect for what substances that we put in our body.
We're gonna start this day. We're gonna start this day off right.
I did not exit the 3 months feeling stable still.
It's not easy. Some hands.
I think I probably could have gone another month before my body had totally readjusted and readapted to life without coffee. When I drank coffee again, I realized like, boom, mood instantly up, attitude instantly up. I felt like sick with just like this much coffee. So about 5 or 6 minutes into drinking the elixir of life, gotta say, I'm feeling kind of sick. Feeling kind of like lightheaded. It's not like a good feeling, but I feel really like happy. I feel really like uplifted at the same time. So it's instant happiness is what I've realized. Like it's just that quick to be like, woo, life is good. But the downside of that is also true, where it's like once it wears off, it's like, brr. I used to literally have 2 or 3 of these a day of coffee with light ice. Like I'm that bitch who would drink that much motherfucking coffee. It's been about a month since my 3-month challenge of not drinking coffee ended. The benefits that I have from having given up coffee are so powerful to me. I have to say, I don't think that I'm gonna go back to drinking coffee. Since giving up coffee, I have so much more energy than I used to. My attitude is so much better. It's so much more consistent. Like my mood stays pretty like straightforward all day. Whereas when I was drinking coffee, it would kind of like spike up and then unbeknownst to me, it would sort of go down and I would get like cranky, like irritable and moody. Now I don't have any of that. It's a more tranquil feeling. Like it's a more positive, uplifted, peaceful feeling that doesn't have as much turbulence to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's more peace and tranquility. None of this, by the way, I would have ever said, 4 months ago when I decided to stop drinking coffee. I was just doing it as kind of like an interesting kind of experiment for me to try out. So I've started to have decaf coffee, and I do think that's gonna be the way that I go. But even decaf coffee has caffeine in it, which is something I didn't know. Decaf coffee has somewhere between like 3 and 15 milligrams of caffeine into it. Way a lot less than a regular cup of coffee, which can have like 70 milligrams. So it's a lot less. But even that, now that I don't drink coffee, I feel a lot. I now know what it feels like to feel more stable within myself without having that type of coffee dependency. Life is better without it, I've realized. Super curious about trying this out now with sugar. I'm gonna give this next month a try without having any sugar to see what happens to my body in this scenario. If you guys like this video, please like it. And if you guys have any comments, any questions, you wanna add a different experience, a similar one, go ahead and drop it down below.